Hello guys, today I'm going to give an overview of material components. So if you are an Angular developer, you have a lot of choices, but I strongly recommend that you consider Angular material because these components are made with Angular and they look very nice. So first let's go to this web page, material.angular.io components/table/overview. You can see first autocomplete. Look at the example. This is pretty obvious what these things are. Yeah, basically you have drop down menu to pick stuff. Yeah, checkbox. This, yeah, everybody know what this is for. Very easy to use. Date picker. Yeah, you can just use HTML date. That works as well. This probably is a fancier version of that. It's completely optional. You can use it, or you can just use HTML date picker. Yeah. Form field. This is very widely used. Yeah, this is just a you want to group a bunch of form controls together, and they will have this unique Angular look to make them look nicer. So this is basically form field is something you want, this kind of container for form components. Input. Everybody know what this is. Yeah, every HTML table you want to input something, you have this input components. The Angular input component, of course, looks nicer than the vanilla HTML input. Yeah, it's fancier. Radio buttons. Yeah, this is just these things. Select, drop down menus. Yeah, nothing special. These are all very common stuff. Slider. This is a little thing that can come in handy if you have some numerical choices. Say you need to offer a certain number of, say, like discount or surcharge to a customer. This can come in handy because it is guaranteed that the user will only be selecting values admissible. Yeah, you don't have to do like a quality check, because when they drag this thing, they are limited to where they can go. Also, if you have constraints across multiple this kind of sliders, you can write a little bit of code to implement that business logic. For example, you have 3 sliders and the sum of the discount cannot exceed 40%. You can just write some code whenever the user dragged like 20% already, the third bar will only be limited to 10%. So basically you can just write some code to combine multiple sliders. This is pretty neat. Slider toggle. Yeah, for example, website you have English and Chinese, or English or French. You can just toggle these things. Yeah. Menu. This is obviously very useful. This examples, like you have menu items. Actually, you can have nested menus like this little demo app I built. You have menu. You have a nested menus, which is convenient. So everybody knows what a menu is. SideNav. I think this thing is not very often used these days because if you build an application, build a web app, chances are user will be using some device like cell phone, and the cell phone doesn't have a lot of real estate. You don't want to put a huge nav bar on the left hand side. I think this design is much better. You have a menu button, you click on it, there's some navigation bar. You mouse away from it, it disappears. That saves a lot of real estate, right? Yeah. So this thing, I don't think it's very often used. It's just too expensive, costs too much real estate with a nav bar. So this top bar is very widely used, like this one, the blue top. This, you can have the title of the app, you have a menu, you have a bunch of other stuff. So this top bar is quite useful. Okay, layout card. Yeah, card can be useful. You have a title, subtitle, you have some picture or whatever content. Can put some buttons on it, and there's a little bit of elevation, matte elevation, so this can come in handy. Make something nice. Yeah. Divider. There's nothing to say about it. Divider is just a vertical or horizontal line, nothing special. Expansion panel. This thing can come in handy if you have a chunk of material and you would like the user to be able to hide them. So this expansion panel is quite useful. So this grid list, this is very much like the CSS Grid. Yeah, nothing special. List. So this is list items. They're basically very much like vanilla HTML list, but they look nicer. Stepper. This is a little this little contraption can come in handy if you are making some business software. Your frontline employees need to accomplish thing number 1, number 2, number 3. You can use this slider and a stepper. Sorry, you can use the stepper, and you can actually put nested steppers. Like the step 2 has 3 smaller steps. You can just put small steps vertical using a vertical stepper. So it's quite convenient. Tabs, yeah, these things, yeah, can come in handy. You can have multiple tabs. Tree, yeah, I don't see a lot of use for this guy. Almost like the menu, nested menu thing, but I don't think there are a lot of use for this kind of stuff. Buttons, obviously, this is just like vanilla HTML buttons, but they look fancier. Raised button, yeah, matte raised button. Button toggle, yeah, you may need to use this under certain situations. I never use this guy. Badge, this is a kind of weird guy, kind of small status descriptors for UI elements. I never use this thing. I don't know what it is for. Chips, yeah, these little things. Icons, obviously you want to use icons because, for example, this kind of test app, this menu icon tells people this menu. This home icon tells people this is home. And if you go to this icon, it tells people, oh, let's add a new record. Also use the kind of the mouse over tip. Yeah, add a new element. Here, icon, obviously this is edit icon. This is trash can. So using icons actually tells people a lot of stuff. The picture tells 1,000 words, so definitely import matte icon and use icons to tell people what it is, saving a lot of words. Yeah. Progress spinner, yeah, this can come in handy. Like if you're grabbing a large chunk of data from a remote server, you can use this. Well, it's async call, so you can use this spinner to tell people, oh, we are downloading data. Progress bar, never used, yeah, but it can come in handy if there's something takes a long time. Ripple, it's just special effect, right? Click on it, yeah, ripple. Eye candy, not a very, yeah, nothing special. So this bottom sheet, so yeah, this kind of can be mobile apps. Yeah, you want to show something, display some extra information at the bottom. Can come in handy. This dialog is definitely very useful. Yeah, a lot of times you need a dialog like this guy. You want to delete this record, you click on it, a dialog would pop up. Are you sure you want to delete hydrogen? Yes, delete. No, do not delete. If you want to add a new element, click. There's a dialog, so you can type in the name, position, weight, etc., and submit a new element. So this dialog is definitely very useful. Snack bar. So this is just kind of weird stuff, like delete, click. Black box pops up at the bottom. You are about to delete an element from the periodic table. I also put a 5-second kind of timer on it. So this snack bar is basically you want to remind people of something. It can come in handy under certain situations. Yeah. This tooltip is very useful. You mouse over, then something pops up. This is very, very useful. Yeah, it's very easy to use. Yeah, give people some hint when they mouse over. Data table, obviously the table is quite important. Like this guy, it's a table, yeah. And also there's a sort header and also paginator. So the sort is nothing special. Certain columns you can write a function to sort them. And this paginator is pretty nice. You can, for example, allows 4 items per page or 5 items per page, and you can go to the next page, previous page. So this paginator can be convenient. Okay, that's everything on this material components. Yeah, based on your app, you can choose some of these components to make your app look nicer. Yeah, some are useful, some are not very useful, based on what you need. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you.